The rain hammered against the windows of our Chicago apartment, a relentless rhythm mirroring the turmoil in my gut. Finley, a 43-year-old architect, stared blankly at the blueprints spread across my drafting table, the lines blurring through a film of unshed tears. Just hours ago, my life had been a carefully constructed edifice of love, trust, and shared dreams with my wife, Seren. Now it was crumbling, reduced to rubble by a single, carelessly discarded text message. Seren, a vibrant and ambitious marketing executive, had always been the life of the party, her energy infectious, her laughter a melody I never tired of hearing. We'd met at a gallery opening 5 years ago, our connection instant and electric. 2 years later, we were married in a small ceremony overlooking Lake Michigan, promising each other forever. Or so I thought. The first crack in our foundation appeared subtly, almost imperceptibly. Seren started working longer hours, her excuses plausible: a demanding new campaign, a difficult client. Business trips became more frequent, her explanations vague. I dismissed my nagging unease, attributing it to stress and my own insecurities. I trusted her implicitly, unconditionally. That was my fatal flaw. The fateful message arrived on her phone while she was in the shower. A notification flashed across the screen. "Can't wait to see you again. This weekend will be even better than the last." My heart lurched. I knew with a sickening certainty that it wasn't meant for me. My hands trembled as I picked up her phone, unlocking it with the passcode I knew by heart. I scrolled through her messages, my blood turning to ice. There it was, a string of explicit exchanges with a man named Jasper, filled with promises of passion and declarations of love. Jasper, a name I vaguely recognized as one of Seren's colleagues. The world tilted on its axis. My breath hitched in my throat. How could she? How could she betray me like this? The woman I loved, the woman I had built my life around, was a liar, a cheat. The pain was a physical blow, a crushing weight on my chest. Seren emerged from the shower, her face flushed, a towel wrapped around her body. I confronted her, the phone shaking in my hand. "Who is Jasper?" I demanded, my voice raw with emotion. She paled, her eyes widening in disbelief. "Finley, I can explain," she stammered, her voice barely a whisper. "Explain what?" "Explain how you've been sleeping with another man behind my back. Explain how you've been lying to me for months." Her facade crumbled. Tears streamed down her face as she confessed everything. The affair had started months ago, a moment of weakness that spiraled out of control. She claimed she loved me, that she regretted her actions, that she wanted to make things right. But the words were hollow, meaningless. The trust was shattered, irreparable. I spent the next few days in a daze, numb with disbelief and anger. I replayed our memories, searching for clues I had missed, for signs of her deception. Every shared moment was now tainted, poisoned by her betrayal. I confided in my best friend Anselm, a pragmatic and fiercely loyal lawyer. Anselm listened patiently, his expression grim. "You need to protect yourself, Finley," he advised. "Get a lawyer. Document everything." Following Anselm's advice, I contacted a divorce attorney, a sharp and no-nonsense woman named Ingrid. Ingrid guided me through the legal process, her and professionalism a stark contrast to the emotional chaos I was experiencing. As I delved deeper into Seren's affair, I discovered a disturbing pattern. Jasper wasn't just a colleague. He was a notorious womanizer, known for preying on vulnerable women in the office. He was married himself, with a young family. A wave of righteous anger washed over me. This wasn't just about Seren's betrayal. It was about Jasper's predatory behavior, his disregard for the pain he inflicted on others. I decided I wouldn't let him get away with it. I started gathering evidence, meticulously documenting Seren's emails, text messages, and phone records. I also contacted Jasper's wife, a kind and unassuming woman named Elara. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. Elara was devastated by the news. She had no idea about Jasper's infidelity. Together, we pieced together the timeline of the affair, uncovering a web of lies and deceit. With Elara's support, I decided to expose Jasper's behavior to his company. I presented the evidence to his superiors, outlining his misconduct and the impact it had on his colleagues. The company launched an internal investigation, and Jasper was promptly fired. Seren was furious. She accused me of ruining her life, of seeking revenge. but I refused to be guilted. She had made her choices and she had to face the consequences. The divorce was messy and acrimonious. Seren fought for everything she could get, fueled by anger and resentment. But I stood my ground, determined to protect my assets and my future. In the end, I won. I kept our apartment, my savings, and my dignity. Seren was left with nothing but the wreckage of her own choices. As the dust settled, I found myself alone, adrift in a sea of uncertainty. The pain of Seren's betrayal lingered, a dull ache in my heart. But I refused to let it define me. I threw myself into my work, pouring my energy into designing beautiful and functional spaces. I reconnected with old friends, explored new hobbies, and started traveling again. One evening, while attending an architecture conference in San Francisco, I met a woman named Oriana. Oriana was a landscape architect, her passion for her work as vibrant and inspiring as she was. We struck up a conversation, drawn to each other's creativity and shared love of nature. Oriana was different from Seren. She was genuine, compassionate, and fiercely independent. She valued honesty and integrity above all else. As we spent more time together, I found myself opening up to her, sharing my story of heartbreak and betrayal. Oriana listened without judgment, offering support and understanding. Slowly, tentatively, a new relationship began to blossom. Oriana helped me heal, to trust again, to believe in the possibility of love after betrayal. It wasn't easy. The scars of Seren's infidelity ran deep. But with Oriana's love and support, I learned to forgive, to let go of the past, and to embrace the future. Looking back, I realized that Seren's betrayal, as painful as it was, ultimately led me to a better place. It forced me to confront my own vulnerabilities, to redefine my values, and to discover a strength I never knew I possessed. I am now happily married to Oriana. We have built a life filled with love, laughter, and mutual respect. Seren's name is rarely spoken, a ghost from a past I have finally laid to rest, and Jasper. He is now working as a used car salesman, his reputation forever tarnished. Karma, it seems, has a way of catching up with those who deserve it. This is my story of betrayal, resilience, and the enduring power of love. Remember, even in the darkest of times, hope remains. Never give up on the possibility of a brighter future.